from Newark, New Jersey, Dick Downey. From Fresno, California, Ed Bourdase. Two more of the world's greatest bowlers on championship bowling in a three-game match. From the Firestone Bowl-A-Rama lanes in Akron, Ohio. From Akron, Ohio, it's championship bowling. This is Fred Wolf. We have two more of our field of 24 of the world's greatest bowlers in weekly competition. $1,000 going to the winner, $500 to the runner-up. A purse of over $70,000 at stake. A 300 score worth $10,000. All competition is sanctioned by the American Bowling Congress, and these two bowlers appear twice. It's total pins for the entire field in two appearances, which will give us our two finalists for the final 2 weeks here in Akron, Ohio, with a $15,000 added purse, all on championship bowling. 5 strikes in a row in one game worth $250. Every strike on top of that, $50 additional. About ready to start this one. Working with us again this week from St. Louis, the great champion Dick Weber. Richard?
Hi. How are you?
Now, we have a very interesting little bit of competition here this week, Dick, in that I saw your little motion there. We have a fellow who is a great believer in hypnosis, Ed Bourdase from Fresno, California, who has played this tape recording this week again to get him into shape for this match. And Mr. Dick Downey, better stay away from him or he'll fall asleep too.
Right, well, Dick's always been in that stage as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm. He's a pretty good sleeper. How does this match look to you right now?
Well, it looks very good, Fred. I think it'll be a very interesting match, and I'm anxious to see it go on.
All right, let's get it started. You wait for us right there. Let's meet the boys from Newark, New Jersey, Dick Downey. Richard?
Nice to be back, Fred.
You haven't been playing a tape recorder at all, have you?
No, but I do feel a little sleepy.
You feel a little sleepy?
Maybe Eddie's playing it too loud and it's getting to me. I don't know.
All right, let's bring him up here, ladies and gentlemen, from Fresno, California, Ed Bourdase.
Fred, good to be here.
You can feel it all right?
Oh, yes. Where are we again now? Tell me, I forgot.
We are in Akron, Ohio.
Wonderful.
Championship bowling, $1,000 to the winner. Your opponent, Dick Downey from Newark, New Jersey.
I know Dick real well.
You know him real well. You remember him?
Yes, we bowl on the same team.
5 strikes in a row worth $250. Can you hear me, Ed?
Yep.
You ready? Akron, is everybody ready for this first game? Let's get it started. Good luck, boys. Ready for the first game of 3. Championship bowling from Akron, Ohio. Ed Bourdase won the toss, elected to start on the right side the first and third game. He wants to finish on the left. That puts Downey on the left. All games starting left, 1 frame. Downey throws too high, leaves the 3, 6, and the 10. Dick Weber working with us again this week. Dick, of course, very popular on championship bowling over the years. Twice the National Match Game singles champion and one of the big men on the PBA Tour. Richard, welcome.
Thank you, Fred. Nice to be here.
Dick Downey covers that spare. Dick throws that AMF Magic Line Vega. The boys have nicknamed it the Green Hornet. And here is Ed Pop Bottles Bourdase, Fresno, California. The man who believes in hypnosis and admits to the fact that he has hypnotized himself for his appearance here this week. He pays attention. He's there, and he has it strike. Well, everything's working right now for Ed. He starts off with a big strike in the first frame, his first big assignment. He has accomplished. Now get the double in a hurry and get the running start from your opponent.
Fred, I might add, too, that this hypnosis has really helped Ed's bowling in the 64 Tour. He started in the 64 Tour, and it's really helped quite a bit.
Well, I understand Ed used to get mad occasionally and kick a few racks around.
Very much so.
He doesn't quite make the pocket. He leaves the 2-4-5. So Ed, unable to get the double, that keeps Downey right in the running. Early in the first game, championship bowling from Akron, Ohio. Two, 4, 5 on the outside, and he covered the spare. Dick Downey now moving it on the right side. This youngster born in Newark, New Jersey in 1938. His name is Richard Alexander Downey. His nickname, Toothpick. Gotta hurry, Richard. Well, he got a piece of the pocket, but not much. He leaves the 2-5. Downey playing very deep here on the right side, quite early.
Yes, I think so, Fred. Point of interest to the viewers on this, Fred, that the fact that Dick Downey throws a full roller and Ed Bourdase throws a semi-roller. But they both get the job done.
Here's the cover. Downey with a spare. It's 18 spare for Downey, 20 spare for Bourdase. Downey now moves to the left side. This fellow got started in 1956. Used to work for the telephone company in Newark. Joined an office league, averaged 162 his very first year. By 3 years, he was averaging 200. Junie McMahon, a great ABC Hall of Famer, was his early tutor. There's the 10-pin out of there. So Downey has his first strike, as Bourdase will start over. Ed started with a strike on this side. This fellow was a great athlete, a fine semi-pro baseball player and a semi-pro football player. He was a very rugged quarterback in football. Little high, and he kicked the 4 out. So let's see what Ed can do moving left now. He was a little short here, left the 2-4-5. Do you feel he missed his mark here in the second frame, Dick, or do you think he just let the ball get away from him?
Well, I felt that he was over on top of the ball, and he looped the ball by doing this and not reaching the pocket well enough.
Well, he'll probably go the same line, squares his shoulders, takes a deep breath, tries to relax himself. That's a better turn. But he still doesn't get there, and he has the 2-4-5 again. 2 identical turns on the lanes. A strike on the right, short of the pocket on the left, leaving the 2-4-5 both times. Now we have another situation. These pro bowlers do a lot of thinking. Bourdase made this spare going away between the 2 and 4. Same thing. That's 2 in a row.
That's consistency, Fred.
Well, let me ask you a question. As a pro, is he playing that spare over there?
No, I don't believe he is, really. I wouldn't think so, because you have too much of a chance of running by it. If you can follow that spare maker, you're better off.
Dick Downey in the 4th. He's on a strike to take an early lead. He sets it and leaves the 4-pin. That was a pretty good ball for the 1959 and again in 1960 New Jersey State Match Game champion. Great young competitor, this boy. In 1960, he was named the Metropolitan New York Bowler of the Year. 4-pin he covered. So Richard will move left. Toothpick. 5-stepper, 3-finger ball, the extreme fingertip grip. They called that the Vega. If this was colored television, it's bright green. And here it comes. There it is, the strike in the 5th. So that could have been a triple, actually, for Downey. He was on a strike in the 3rd. He was high, then short, converted both spares. In the pocket now, 3 straight frames. Bourdase moves in on the right. Ed has hit this alley beautifully both times. And he kicks that 4-pin again. Some very wonderful action on a high hit. So at the end of 5, for Downey, 78 strike. For Bourdase, 80 strike. Sixth frame of the first game. This match practically even. Both boys on strikes. Ed Bourdase, Fresno, California, going for the double. This time, the old over-adjustment. He left two 4-5s. This time, he give it just a little bit, and he's on the nose. That's the old story, Nick.
Yes, it is. When you're light twice, or even once, actually, you have a tendency to pull that ball right to the head pin. It's a common fault of everybody.
Cross lane, 6-10, and the cover. So the youngster now from Newark, New Jersey, with another chance to take the lead. This is Dick's second chance for the double. Bourdase has had 3 chances. Going for the Dutch 200. Hurry. Oh, look at that. So little Richard has himself the first double of the match, and he gives Dick Weber the eye as he moves to the left side. These two boys were teammates in the old National Bowling League in 1962, Dick. Members
Yes, they
of
were.
the Fresno Bombers, along with Bill Bonetta, one of our field of 24, Vern Downing. They had quite a club. We're in the 7th. Downey is out in front. The margin, 8 pins. He's on a double. And the 4th pin stops him. So Downey has been in that pocket beautifully here since the 3rd frame. He's had a strike, a solid 4, a double, and a solid 4. Ball riding just a little too high.
A little bit, Fred. He seems a little bit slower on that pitch and a little bit inside his mark. He's trying to hit 12 and 13 boards on lane 25.
There's the cover for Dick Downey now, and Bourdase will have to make the move. Ed has thrown 3 beautiful strikes here on the right side. Might remember this fella in 1964 on Make That Spare, the show that follows the fights. He was on this show for 9 consecutive weeks. Won almost $10,000. Too high. Too high, wide open, 6, 7, 10. Well, I wonder how that hypnosis is working here for Ed.
Well, I think it has its advantages, Fred, but I think Ed's trying to be a little bit too careful by placing the ball solid in the pocket. Oops.
Oop. That one slides off in a hurry, and Bourdase has a 7-pin count on a spare, and he follows with a 7-pin count. That cuts him off at 124. And the youngster now from Newark, New Jersey, out in front by 23 pins, and we go into the 8th frame of the first game. Now we get the strike. Well, that's a pattern too, isn't it, Dick? Now he went to the left side 3 times on strikes. This time he went over on the spare, or on the open actually, and he was more relaxed and wasn't trying so hard for the double. The result, a nice strike.
Right, the old automatic after the open frame.
Hurry up. Oh, look at this. All right, Dick, we had a good look at it. Dick keeps looking up here. Now, this boy's been in that pocket beautifully since the 3rd frame. First frame, he was on the nose. He converted the 3-6-10. Nice shot. Threw one out a little too far, left the 2-5, covered both pins. Then a strike, a solid 4. A double, a solid 4. We're in the 9th. He's on a strike again. He's back in the pocket. And he shakes it up. So Mr. Downey is getting in shape here. He needs 3 in the 10th for bonus money. Bourdase has a crack at bonus money. But he'll have to go out on what has been his tough side. Bourdase won the toss. Look out. Didn't kick the 4 out that time. Dick, if I'm correct, Bourdase won the toss and elected to finish on the left side in the 1st and 3rd game, which obviously must be his easiest side.
True, Fred, and actually he's only hit lane 25 once. He's been better on lane 26 here.
There's the cover. So Bourdase unable to come up with that first double, and he's had 4 chances at it. We go into the 10th frame. Say, are you a housewife, a student, or a person who works odd hours? Well, if you do, you can go bowling during the weekday, daytime hours at your nearby bowling establishment. It's a lot of fun. Too high again, the 4-7. It's always nice bowling in the daytime hours. If you work late, why don't you make a date with a friend? Try bowling. It's great fun. Bourdase with 4 strikes. And he'll have to settle for 182. There's the spread.
Fred, I think that Ed Bourdase here is trying to play a very tight line. In practice, I was watching him in practice, and he was playing a 2 or 3 board belly, but now he's trying to go right straight with the boards, and this caused him to hook right into the nose.
There's what you're talking about. Well, he gave that one a little room. So Ed gets another nothing strike, really. Not going to help him, just the count for 182. And his young opponent from Newark, New Jersey, Dick Downey, is working on 2 strikes, a chance for 237. And this would give Downey some 50 pins to work on with 2 games remaining. Come on, get it up there. All right. How about that? The 5-7 kicked out of there. That's a couple like that for Downey.
Yes, and this as I always say, it'll loosen a bowler up when he gets those kind of hits, and hurt his opponent a little bit. His concentration, his thinking a little bit.
Well, Dick has at least 45 pins to work on. This will make it 55. 237 and bonus money. Can he get it? This strike and 1 more. He sets it too tight. He kicked it out of there. Well, something very effective there. When he's thin, he shakes them. When he's high, he kicks the 4-7 out. Here's a $250 ball for Dick Downey and a 54-pin lead. A great start. Let's see if he can wiggle 1 more in there. Is he going to be high or light, Dick?
I would say be very light as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, he give it a good turn. He give it a good turn. Well, that wasn't very light, Dick. Oh, pretty solid. Oh, he got that one in, believe me. That was the $250 clutch shot. 237 for Downey, 182 for Bourdase. That's the first game of 3. Championship Bowling, television's #1 bowling show. This is Fred Wolf along with Dick Weber from the Firestone Lanes in Akron, Ohio, the rubber capital of the world. Here are the scores for the first game. Ed Bourdase from Fresno, California, 182. Dick Downey from Newark, New Jersey, 237, including 5 in a row for $250 bonus money. Are you ready, Akron, for the second game? All right. Ed Bourdase, Fresno, California, trailing by 55 pins, ready to start the second game. Ed says we're not through yet. So let's see if Ed can pull this one back. Downey opened with 237, closed with 5 in a row. Bourdase throws a little tight, and he has the 4-7-10. He threw that one a little slow, Dick, didn't he?
A little bit slow, Fred, and he didn't get the ball out in front of him at all like he did on his fill ball and at the end of the first game.
Well, Ed's got a longer road now to go because he's going to give Downey another 10 pins here in the second game. First frame, unless he can convert it. Well, he gives it a good try. Checks in with 8 in the first frame. Downey moving it on the right. Dick's wife, Rosemary, packs around a 140 average. He's there. Oh, the old accordion ball. Let's review this right side, Dick. That's 4 in a row now for Downey. If you recall, in the 10th frame, his first one was a shaker. He kicked the 5-7 out. His second one, He nudged the 4-7. He was high. The third one he buried, solid. Now he was in between all three of those with that in-betweener, and he's carried them all.
That's a pretty good indication, Fred. He has a wide area to hit. This is what the bowlers are always looking for.
Well, I'm not going to say anything on this one. You explain this, Dick.
Fred, I can't say a thing, only that Dick might have been a little bit fast on the shot or overturned on the shot, but after all, he hit the pocket, and that's what the object of the game is.
I think that's the first 8-10 we've had on the left side. That's a bad break for the Newark, New Jersey youngster. He had a string going, 5, 6 in a row. He finished the first game with 5, started with 1, in the pocket beautifully, leaves the 8-10. Ed Bourdase now. He has over 50 pins to worry about for that $1,000. There's a good ball. Nice left, nice turn. And as Dick Weber has mentioned, Ed started out looking like he was going to freewheel. Then he started trying to fit the ball. And I think that this was the result, actually, Dick, of what was happening on the left side.
Right.
Early in the first game when he had the 2-4-5 twice, both times on strikes. Now he goes left again. No 2-4-5 this time. There we are. So if this fella can come back, I'm going to chalk him up in the confidence department pretty good, because what has happened to him in the first game could certainly have a guy down, and then starting with a big wide open split, throws 2 good ones. Let's see if he can keep it going. Hurry. He got a piece of the pocket, the 4 and the 8. Rather unusual leave for a right-hander.
Yes, the pin just missing the 4. And when the pin hits the 4, generally it knocks out the 8 pin on a hit like that, or the 4 pin coming over and hitting the 5 when it stands.
According to the AMF snaremaker, just hit both pins with the ball. He did. Nice cover. So Downey now moves to the left. Bourdase has picked up 10 pins. He has 45 more to go. We're in the third frame of the second game. Well, that looked like about the same hit when he left the 8-10 in the second frame.
He didn't let that 8-10 bother him at all. He threw it right up in there.
Well, let's see if Bourdase can come back now. This guy's a great competitor. On the 1964 Winter Tour, he was runner-up in the Pontiac Open to Bill Hardwick, runner-up in the Princeton, New Jersey Open to Buzz Fazio. Big turn, doesn't quite get enough of the pocket. He swung a little bit too much with that one.
There was an incident, Fred, that the pin went right between the 4 and 7 pin. You could see it fly right through. And generally, if this pin's laying a little bit flatter, it'll knock the 4 and the 7 out at the same time.
The 4, the 7, hurry, Ed. Well, we had to wait that one out. We go into the 5th frame. Bourdase leading in this, the second game, by 8 pins. He trailed by 55. The margin, 47. But Downey is on a strike. Nothing wrong with that. So Bourdase is back in that strike zone. He's got 1 to go in the 5th, and Downey now would like this one. Get that margin back up to 57 pins with his double. That'll set there. Look out. He's too high. Oh, almost a 4-7-10. He gave that one a little extra. That moved fast at the
A little
last
bit extra
moment.
with the fingers, and I believe he's a little bit tighter and with the angle, too.
Thought that ball was going to set there, but it made the fast move just before it got to the pocket. So here's a chance for Bourdase now to make a move. The 4 and the 7. Downey covers the spare. So we are halfway. 5th frame, second game. Downey is 68. Spare. Bourdase, 76. Strike. Dick Downey in the 6th. And he's high again, leaves the 6 pin. Seems to be crowding just a little bit.
Generally, Fred, after a bowler leaves an 8-10, he'll figure, well, it's not the lane, it's him, and he'll give the ball a little more finger. What we mean by finger is lift. And when he does that, he'll pull the ball right to the nose.
There's the cover. So Downey is giving Bourdase a chance here to close the gap. As they say in competition, Dick, they're waiting for us.
Right.
Ed throws, got to hurry, hurry, hurry. He gets there, gets the big double. And this might loosen the big guy up right now. Let's watch him. He's on 2. That's his second double this game. He started this game with a 4-7-10. Trailed at the end of the first game by 55 pins. Was still very confident when he made the remark, this thing isn't over yet. Don't worry about a thing. There's that deep breath. Oh, he dropped it. Oh, did he drop that one? The 1, 2, 4, 10. That ball took a hop right over the foul line, didn't it?
A little bit aggravating with himself, too. Just, if I only took a little more time on that shot, I'd have struck.
Cross the head pin. Come on. Come on. Nice shot. Beautiful shot by Ed Bourdase from Fresno, California. And he hangs on. For Bourdase, it's 122 with a spare in the 7th as Dick Downey steps in the 7th, working on a spare. Didn't look to me like he was ever going to get there, Dick.
Well satisfied with that shot. He hit it out a little wider than he wanted.
Oh, he just got a nice little piece of that 7 pin. Some nice action down there. And the youngster from Newark, New Jersey, lining him up and making it very difficult for Ed Bourdase. The margin now, 40 pins. We're in the 8th frame of the 2nd game. Here's a big one. Here it comes. Oh, look at that. So the little toothpick from Newark, New Jersey, getting in position again for bonus money. He finished the first game with 5 in a row. 8th, 9th, 3, and the 10th to pick up $250. This time he has a little more room. Here's Bourdase in the 8th. Nice turn. He gets there and does not carry the 7th pin. Got a shake and a wiggle, but that's not enough. It went around a little bit there, although Downey got around himself.
Yes, Fred. In fact, the difference in the 2 hits are Ed looked a little bit faster than Dick Downey, and I believe that's the reason that Dick carried instead of Ed.
7th pin covered by Bourdase, and Ed moves to the left. Ed Bourdase, the runner-up on the Winston-Salem series of championship bowling, to Johnny Gunther from Seattle, Washington. Bourdase has averaged 210 for 18 games. On championship bowling, he has had 1,700 total and a high single game of 255. A 10-pin solid on top of the 7 shaker. Bourdase unable to get loose.
This is actually an aggravating situation to a bowler, Fred. He's around that pocket, and that's the object of the game, but he just wants to be a little bit slower or a little bit more turn to get that carry.
There's the spare. So Dick Downey now will move in on the right side. He'll finish this game first. And, of course, everybody here in Akron watching the youngster to see if he can cash in at the bonus department again. He just had room in the first game. With 3 strikes in the 10th. He's in the 9th on 2. Big 1. It's out. It comes back. And he carries the 7. How about that? Well, there's just the difference. My goodness, he just got the littlest piece of that 7 pin. I believe, what was that, the 4? Just climbed up there and sort of give it a little nudge. Well, let's see if he can make it pay off. He needs 2 strikes now in the 10th. He has a nice game going. Pulling out a bad one. He only had 87 in the 5th. Chance for 227. That would give him 460. Big reach. He's on the nose, and he doesn't get away with that one. The 6-7, wide open.
Hung on to that ball a little bit too long, I believe, Fred, causing him to pull right to the nose, leaving the 6-7.
Well, Bourdase has a chance to win this game now with a double in the 10th. Actually, can win it with a spare in the 10th. He gave it a good try. Downey is open. So it looked like Dick might come through with more bonus money in the closing frames, but he just couldn't get the big one in the 10th frame. So for Downey, it's 193. Bourdase, potential 210. He can pick up 17 pins. There's a good turn. That ball was jigging all the way. And I could see that AM/FM plate, nameplate there going spinning there, Richard. And those three big dots. You could tell he turned that one. Good thumb.
He really
Good
turned
fingers.
that ball.
No thumb and all fingers, we better say. Same thing. Now the 4-pin. What are you going to do? So Bourdase with a 7-pin in the 8th, a 10-pin in the 9th. He finally gets a strike in the 10th and then leaves the 4-pin for the double. So it'll be Bourdase by 7 pins. So the margin, 48. One game to go. 200 for Bourdase, 193 for Dick Downey. That's the second game of 3 on Championship Bowling, television's #1 bowling show. Fred Wolf, along with Dick Weber at the Firestone Lanes in Akron, Ohio, the home of the Professional Bowlers Association. The Newark, New Jersey youngster, Dick Downey, with a lead of 48 pins. He has 430. Ed Bourdase, 382. First frame of the final game. Right back in the pocket. Boy, that's the one he wanted in his 10th.
Right, Fred. He made sure he get the ball over the foul line, but not to pull it like he did in the 10th frame in the second game.
Here's Bourdase, who won his first title in 1952 when he won the California State Singles. He's been the Northern California Match Game Champion, the West Coast Match Game Champion, and he didn't win many titles like that. He has the 6-7 split on the nose.
It's a funny situation, Fred. Type of bowler Ed Bourdase is as much area as he has to work with. It's surprising that he's playing the tight line that he is.
Bourdase open in the first frame again. He was open in the first frame of the second game when he left the 4-7-10. Here in the third game, he leaves the 6-7. That gives Downey at least 58 pins to work on. If Dick can get the double in the second frame, he ought to be able to waltz home the winner for $1,000. He threw that one very easily.
Yes, he did. I better qualify my statement here about Ed Bourdase. I'm not perfect either, am I?
Well, I guess in this game it's hard to be. You can be perfect and have that one stand up, jump up at you down there. We've seen that here, certainly, in Akron, Ohio, on Championship Bowling. Nice reach. Nice set. That's 2. So the toothpick from New Jersey, lining him up pretty good. There's a double. He has 430 for the first 2. About a 250 game, this fella could be in contention. Little 680, couple of 680s ought to get him into the finals. All right. Oh, Dick had to wait that one out. He wasn't sure. He thought it'd be a little high, I believe.
He dropped that ball just a little bit, but it set all the way for him.
Bourdase has looked so good on balls and then has looked so completely confused on others. It's kind of unusual to see Ed really fishing. It seems as though he's just not sure from one frame to the next. That's a double for Bourdase. Let's see if he can go for 3. Let it loose. There, the 7-pin stops him. That's pretty frustrating when you can't get loose.
That ball seemed to be farther out on lane 25 than he was on 26, and it seems to reason that the 5-pin would go over to the 7-pin harder, but it sure didn't on that shot.
Bourdase with the spare in the 4th, and we watch Dick Downey now with a chance for bonus money again. He's on 3. He will bowl 2 complete frames. Come on, get it up there. 10-pin stops him. He was out a little farther that time.
A little bit around on the ball, Fred, causing the 6 to wrap around the 10.
Pin covered. Dick Downey moves left. So we go into the 5th frame. Downey starting with 3, leaving the 10-pin. He has 21 pins on Bourdase here in the 3rd and final game. That gives him about 69 pins to work on. 6 frames to go. Solid 10.
Just a big pure tap, Fred. It's hard to figure out.
Well, it could have been 5 in a row. 10-pin covered. Well, I imagine Dick doesn't know exactly what to do. He starts with 3, then leaves 2 10s. He just got to keep pounding that 1-3 pocket. Bourdase moving in on the right. 69 pins back. There we go. So we're at the end of 5 in the 3rd and final game on championship bowling from Akron, Ohio. Downey is 98 spare. Bourdase is 78, and he is on a strike. For the double. 10 pins stops him again. Well, if it isn't the 10, it's the 7 for Bourdase. Downey's left a couple of 10 pins. Bourdase has been leaving the 7, the 10, the 4. Started this game with a wide open split, the 6-7. And he covers the 10 pin in the 6. So Dick Downey, who loves to play golf in addition to being a professional bowler, and reached some very fine satisfaction in 1963 when he got a hole-in-one, Dick.
Gave it a little bit of extra body English on that shot, I believe.
Now, I had a feeling there, Dick, that when Downey saw that ball, he knew he was going a little high. With the body English that we were looking at, I actually think he felt he was going to kick the 4 out.
Right. Well, yeah, I think any bowler gets this kind of a feeling, especially when he feels like he's stroking real well. And Dick's not stroking bad at all.
There he is. Boy, that's in there pretty deep. There's a double, and the youngster getting into position again for bonus money and a chance for 268. This would give him 698. Great performance. He has 3 frames to do it. And Ed just walks away from that one, leaves a 6-pin.
Knew it was bad as soon as he released the ball. He was so tight with the ball. We might point out to the viewers, Fred, that this happens to the very best of the bowlers, and if you're just not sharp, you're just not going to score well. That timing.
Bourdase now with the spare. We have mentioned many times, Dick, that these are match game conditions. These lanes are reconditioned each week for each match. We use the AMF tournament pin. You just don't wish them down. They're all matched weights. They're all within 1 ounce. They're registered tournament pins. And Mr. Bourdase got the line on that one, and he has himself a strike in the 8th frame. As young Dick Downey now, realizing he has this match locked up, very cognizant of the fact that total pins are so important, and he is sitting on a 698 series, bonus money, and here's a big strike. He is there, and what a big strike that is. And Dick now goes to the left. We're in the 9th frame. He's on 3 in a row. Well, what do you think, Dick? Think we can get another one out of Downey?
Well, I think he's loose as a goose right now. He should go all the way because he knows he has the match locked up, so he might go all the way here.
698 is not going to hurt him a bit. That's out there. Oh, but it came back. Oh, man, that ball moved awfully quickly the last 3 feet. I thought he was solid. He left the 4-7, stops at 3. No bonus money for Downey. But Bourdase has room. But the way Ed has been bowling, he'll surprise Dick Weber and myself if he can finish with 4 in a row. Let's see if he can do it. Downey with a cover in the 9th. Chance for 246. In the 9th, on the nose, the 610. You know, Ed is a former AMF mechanic. Dick, he used to work in the other end down there.
So he should know but the front end, the back end as well as he should the front end, right?
Yes, he does. Nice cover by Bourdase. 1 frame to go. Chance for 207. That'll keep Bourdase under the 600 mark. Downey still has a chance for a nice 670 series. So Ed's average of 210 for 18 games on championship bowling will slip just a bit. There's a solid 10. Hard to believe sometimes.
Sure is. The ball's so perfect and leaves a solid 10. Of course, this is what makes you come back next week and practice for that solid 10.
At the 10 pin, and he covers it. Ed Bourdase, he's had 3 open frames, 3 wide open splits. He had the 6-7-10, the 4-7-10, and the 6-7. He hasn't missed a spare. Downey has had 2 open frames, both in the second game, an 8-10 on a beautiful hit, and a 6-7 split in the 10th. And Bourdase won't have to count that one as a split. It's a 7-pin count for 193. Did you ever take a look at Dick Downey's thumb? Did you notice the large callus that he has on the back of the thumb?
Yes, he cocks his thumb in the thumb hole a little bit, Fred, and this causes the callus that he has.
Well, he kicked the 5 out, almost a 5-7.
A lot of bowlers have this problem. Even the average bowler has this problem. They can't understand why they get a big callus on the back of the thumb. It's from really crooking the thumb in the thumb hole.
Dick Downey, the cover. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Oh, my, he got careful on that one. An open frame. That's 10 pins he can never get back. Let's hope those 10 pins did not keep this youngster out of the finals, and it just could happen. That's the end of the 3rd game, and Downey with the 7-pin miss We just mentioned we hadn't had a miss in the whole match, and Richard got a little careless and missed the 7-pin. For Downey, 224. For Bourdase, 193. This is Championship Bowling, television's #1 bowling show. And thanks to you, Dick Weber.
Thank you, Freddie Wolf.
Sitting in with us again. We're at Firestone Lanes in Akron, Ohio, where the World Series of Golf is played annually. Here are the official scores for Ed Bourdase from Fresno, California, 182, 200, and 193. The total is 575. For Dick Downey from Newark, New Jersey, a 237 start, 193, and a 224 finish for 654. The winner, Dick Downey. Did you enjoy this one, ladies and gentlemen? Ed, did you enjoy this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. You seem to have a little trouble pulling the ball occasionally
Yes.
and floating one occasionally.
Well, I'd pull the ball so that next shot I'd say, well, now I'm going to relax nice and easy. I did. Dropped the ball in back of me a couple times, I think.
Mm-hmm. This happens to the best of them.
Well, thank you for that remark anyway.
Well, I'm saying this because I know a lot of bowlers in the audience say that, well, if Ed Bourdase can bowl 570, then if I get 540, it's not too bad.
Well,
Okay?
thank you, Fred.
So you made a lot of people happy. Well, Junior, $250 bonus money. I thought you were going to do it again in the last game. $1,000 is the winner. How do you feel now, being the big winner?
Well, it's always nice to win, Fred. Ed had 14 strikes, and it's like you said, the scores didn't show it. He didn't bowl that bad. It's just that he lost to the great Dick Downey.
Oh, how about that? Carmen Salvino Downey. Nice to meet you, Richard. The great Dick Downey. Remember that. He just may be in years to come. Nice work, Dick. Thank you very much. Congratulations to both of you. The great Dick Downey. Let's repeat the scores. Ed Bourdase with 575 lost to the great Dick Downey with 654. Now, don't go away. We're going to have another visit with Esther Woods. I have a letter here from a lady bowler who's been watching championship bowling for some time, and I'd like to read it to you. She says, I've heard you refer to the spare maker they use on the show, and say, you know, that spare maker really shows you how to convert a spare. She says she went down to her AMF bowling center and tried using the spare maker, and she says it really works. Now, she wants to know if we could tell some of the other ladies who are watching how wonderful the spare maker really is. And we'd be very happy to do this. Let's call in Esther Woods, who has been with us here on Championship Bowling. And I'm sure, Esther, you know all about the spare maker.
Yes, I do, Fred, and I'd like to talk about it and demonstrate the spare maker.
Very good.
It's been a wonderful instrument, and it's certainly an innovation in the bowling game for the beginner bowler. It helps the women learn to convert spares, and really, ladies, that is the most important part of the game. Now, if you'll notice down there, the 4 and the 7 pins are remaining on the pindicator. Also, if this show were in color, you would see that the arrow pointing to the 4 and 7 pins is of a pink color. Now, if we walk right over here on the approach, we will notice that on the right side there is a pink dowel right embedded in the approach. We'll put our feet on this pink dowel, point our toes in the direction of the 4-7, walk slightly toward the 4-7, and deliver the ball for the spare. Come right on in here, Paula. I'd like for you to demonstrate how we make this 4-7 spare. Now, if you'll put your right foot on this pink dowel on the right side, line your feet up towards the 4 and the 7 pin, and walk in that direction. All right, now deliver the ball way out in front of you over the foul line. Wonderful, Paula. That was great. You see, that spare maker really works for the beginner bowler. It helps them and shows the directional line the ball should travel to make any combination of spares. Fred, I hope we've demonstrated this spare maker for you.
You've done it very well. Thank you very much, Esther Woods.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. You can appear on Championship Bowling any time. I'm sure now that we're all better acquainted with the spare maker. And I'm sure that you ladies will be able to take advantage of the spare maker in your bowling activities. Sure hope you can join us again next week here on Championship Bowling, television's #1 bowling show from the Firestone Lanes in Akron, Ohio. Every week you see two of the world's greatest bowlers in match game competition for a purse of $70,000. Until next week, Fred Wolf saying just keep 'em bowling out there. Matching shirts and slacks used on Championship Bowling by King Louie. Championship Bowling is sanctioned by the American Bowling Congress, and we wish to thank AMF for their cooperation in helping us to produce Championship Bowling. The runner-up for the 1964 National Singles Championship from King, North Carolina, Tommy Tuttle. The California champion from Fresno, Bill Bonetta. Two more of the world's greatest bowlers on Championship Bowling in a three-game match from the Firestone Bowl-A-Rama Lanes in Akron, Ohio. Hello, everybody from Akron, Ohio. It's Championship Bowling. This is Fred Wolf. Two more of our field of the world's greatest bowlers in match game competition, a purse of some $70,000. This week, as usual, the winner receives $1,000, the loser $500, a 300 score worth $10,000. All competition is sanctioned by the American Bowling Congress. All of our field appear twice. Total pins for the 6 games will qualify our 2 finalists with a $15,000 added purse during the final 2 weeks on Championship Bowling here in Akron, Ohio. We have the bonus plan, 5 strikes in a row in any one game, $250, $50 on top of that for every strike added to the original 5. This week looks like a pretty good match. Working with us again from St. Louis, the great champion Dick Weber. Richard, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Well, you've been watching these two fellows in action here in practice sessions. They look pretty sharp again.
Yes, they do, Fred. And point of interest, Fred, I believe that Bill Bonetta has won 9 straight matches on Championship Bowling, and Tommy's made his first appearance on Championship Bowling, and he's won 1 match. So we have 2 undefeated champions here.
Well, let's see what happens. They both know their way around. You get up there and get ready, and we'll get this match underway.
Right.
Let's meet the boys from Fresno, California. Big Bill Bonetta. Right?
Ready?
In pretty good shape?
Fairly good shape, yes.
You going to really swing that hard one this week?
Well, you never know in a bowling game, but my stroke seems to be fairly good today, and I have a lot of confidence.
You have a lot of confidence. You know, you got a guy here from King, North Carolina. Did you ever hear of King, North Carolina? You know where that
No,
is?
but I've heard of this young fellow, Tommy Tuttle.
Yes, sir.
Someone said yesterday his middle name should be Nick. Then he'd have TNT for initials. Is that right?
TNT. How about that? Let's bring him out here. Tommy N. Tuttle from King, North Carolina. Tommy?
Okay.
How are you, boy?
All right, how are
We were watching you in practice, and looks like you're ready.
you? Yeah, I'm ready.
You're ready.
Yeah.
You know the rules here. $1,000 to the winner, $500 to the runner-up, 5 in a row, $250 in
Yeah,
any
that's what
one
I
game.
want.
That's what you want?
Yeah.
You don't want the 1,000.
I'll take both.
You'll take both. Now, it's 6 games. Pinfall is important. We might see you boys back here in the finals.
I hope so.
All right, if you haven't met officially, let's do it. Akron, you ready for the first game? Ready for the first game of 3. Championship Bowling, television's #1 bowling show from Akron, Ohio. Fred Wolf along with Dick Weber. It's Tommy Tuttle against Bill Bonetta. Tuttle won the toss. Elected to start on the left side. Gets one in there and kicks the 4-pin out of there. So big swinging Bill Bonetta from Fresno, California, moves in on the right side. Dick, I might say that Tuttle, in winning the toss, has kind of crossed up the pattern here by starting on the left side.
Yes, I felt sure that he'd want to finish on lane 25.
There we are. Off to another great start here. Championship Bowling. Bill Bonetta, born in Detroit in 1919, went to Chicago in 1956, was there 5 or 6 years, won the Chicago Match Game Championship while he was there, then went to Fresno, California in 1961 to take part in the National Bowling League. He's been there ever since. Great record, a great tournament competitor. Hurry, he doesn't quite get up there, leaves the 2, the 4, the 5, and the 8. Bill is more the steamroller type, Dick, isn't he? And Tommy is the outside roller
Right.
type of a bowler.
Bill likes to grind this ball very much on any condition.
Well, Tuttle, you know, is the boy that did the great job in the 1964 National All-Star in Dallas, Texas. There's the cover for Big Bill Bonetta, and that AMF Spearmaker indicated the ball between the 2 and the 5, following through to take out the 8, and Bill certainly did that. So let's watch the little guy from King, North Carolina. That's about 8 miles north of Winston-Salem, where championship bowling has originated from. Gotta hurry, Tom. He's there, and look at that 7-pin, and I don't think he can knock it down by stamping his feet. Well, he got a good piece of it.
Oh, smiling Tom. Always got that smile on his face.
I think he'd have smiled a little broader if he could have kicked that 7-pin out of there. There's the cover. So both boys getting their first strike in a hurry, but unable to get the double. The first assignment, get a strike in a hurry. Second assignment, get a double as quick as you can. So they both missed their first chance. We're in the third. Right back in there. Oh, man, he has that one in there. Thomas Raymond Tuttle making his first appearance on championship bowling. For Bonetta, in 24 games in front of the championship bowling cameras, he has averaged .215 per game. Careful. 610. Bill a little high. Bill has never been under 600, too, incidentally, Dick. 603 is his low series. His high series, 696. And he has had 2 .257 games.
That's the reason he's averaging .215.
Yes, sir. Very easy to figure that out. 610, cross lane. The ball should hit both pins. That's it.